Good afternoon, Cranky Motorsports fans. Well, in one of my last videos, I talked about trading my AR-14 tractor for a generator. Well, this little guy is the generator that I traded it for. It's a Coleman PowerMate 6250. It has 4 110 or 120 outlets and 1 240 outlet. Now, the whole reason I wanted this thing, well, for one, it's gasoline, which I prefer diesel generators, but they're so stinking loud. This is a gasoline generator, has a Briggs & Stratton overhead motor. Briggs & Stratton motors run basically forever, so I knew this was going to run good. I got it from my buddy, John, who I've mentioned a couple times. He's the only guy I know that has a Sears Suburban Backyard Tractor Club Sarge, the mascot, tattooed on his arm. Wicked cool guy. Treat him like a brother. He's an awesome guy. So he had this generator. He used to use it as the backup generator for his house. And I decided that it would be good for me to get this. And I traded him the tractor for it straight up. So I feel like it was a good deal. I mean, these generators you can see go for $300, $400, $500, $600 all over the place. The only thing I had to do with it was put some of Harbor Freight's finest $8 little pneumatic wheels on it. Had to make a bearing for it because the bearing in the side of it was too big, but works out pretty good there. Not too much has changed with the rest of my tractors, except I'm going to be selling another one, and I'm going to tell you why. This is a bit of a annoying story, but it's tax season. It's February. I think today's the 11th or the 12th. I'm not even sure. But it's Sunday in February, and I started working on my taxes last night, and as it turns out, because I do YouTube videos, and because last year my wife and I did kind of a product testing thing with Amazon Vine, we ended out with a whole host of extra bills that we weren't necessarily expecting. And I say weren't necessarily expecting, but we knew they were coming. It was just a little bit more than we had planned on. So we had some cash saved up to pay our taxes, but wasn't quite enough. So I'm selling my Roper RT16T loader tractor. That's right. I'm getting rid of this tractor. Not because I necessarily want to, but because I need to. I need the money. So I did some work on this today. I swapped a few things over. It now has standard Carlisle Turf Saver tires on the back with just some Simplicity wheel weights. It still has a 3-point hitch, still has a whole bunch of ballast on the back. It now has some 18 by 858 Turf Glide front tires on them. Those are 4-ply, so they're rated for a lot more weight than the 2-ply ones that I had on this. And it's pretty much ready to go. The only thing that's been annoying me about this is I went through everything on it, the carburetor, the valves, and everything in 2020, I believe. And right now, the carburetor is running a little bit wonky again. It needs a choke, which means the idle circuit's probably plugged. I'm going to try to fix that before anybody picks this up. I may or may not get to that, but it's simple. I have other videos on how to do it. But yeah, everything on it's good. The headlights work. The charging system works. It has a voltmeter on it, so you can actually see when it's charging. Power lift, power dump. It has down pressure. And the only issues that it has, this front tire leaks air. The back tire leaks a little bit of air. And this bucket cylinder leaks fluid when it sits or when it's under a lot of pressure. So you can see it's been sitting for about a half an hour, so I ran it pretty hard, and it's got, I don't know, 10 or 20 drops on the floor. So it does leak a little bit of fluid out there. That one cylinder will need to be repacked, but realistically that's not a huge deal. Everything else about this tractor I've gone through. If you go back and look through my playlist, you'll see that I have videos restoring it during COVID when I was stuck at home. Repainted pretty much the entire thing, repainted the motor, did the valves, did gaskets on it, adjusted the carburetor, points condenser. I mean, I went through this thing top to bottom, brand new drive belt. It's ready to go for whoever ends up buying it. So that's a little bit of update on that guy. Otherwise, I mean, the rest of the tractor horde's been pretty much the same. It's a little bit dark in here. This is on my GoPro, so I have no idea how the sound's going to come out, but this is one of my first good videos on the GoPro that I'm doing. So 679 sitting there tucked away. The GT18 has these little dinky ags on it. These actually came off the AR14, and I needed to stick some tires on this, so they're on there for right now. D10S is here. I got one of my, that's the $40 SS16 sitting there. I have the ST12 that I converted over to that 68 nose, hood, and grill, or grill, hood, and dash, and steering wheel. The Roper 16T, the Mongrel 3.0, or Mighty Mongrel 3. I got my 69 diesel, my all-original 69. Still got Jeffrey's Hydrotrack in the back there, which, who knows, maybe I'll end up buying off him if he doesn't ever come get it. I have my CB Special Super 12. I have my all-original 73 SS16. My kids' 2 tractors over here, the Super Mario and the Princess Peach tractor. Matt Kane, our fearless leader, this is his SS12 67, which I gotta pull this one out soon. I forgot the battery needs to be charged in that guy. And yeah, here's wheel weight heaven. Yep, I'm that guy. That's 11 sets of Sears cast weights, 2 Boland's weights. Well, they're not Boland's, but they look like Boland's. And then those other ones, which I forget what those come off of, either a Ford or a Jacobson, something like that. So there's 13 sets of wheel weights there. I got 2 more sets on the other side of the garage. And just random stuff over here. I got that SS18 in the back that I'm still gonna finish up in the springtime. That one I actually may stick a 16 horse motor in it and sell that. That's actually a really nice machine. That's the one that my other loader came on. And then my all original 69 SS12, which right now has the other 2 dinky ags on it from the AR14. My snowblower machine with the cab on it, and my other loader right here, which I'm keeping this one for the near term. Eventually I may end up selling this only in favor of getting like a CUT, a small Yanmar, or some other like 1980s Coyote or something like that, mid-sized tractor with a front end loader. That's the only reason I'm going to sell this one, because I really could use a 4-wheel drive loader on my property. It would help out a lot. That's the 68 chassis that I pulled all the parts off of to put on that ST12. And then outside I have Mr. Plow. So that's what I basically have left for tractors. And you know, we're gonna see where else we go this year. I mean, for now I'm just gonna start off trying to sell that loader. I'm gonna list it for $32.50, and hopefully I get pretty close to that, because I could definitely use the money. That would help me out immensely. And then I'll have to figure out something else to make up the rest of the money that I owe on taxes. But I hate to be in this place where I have to sell my equipment to pay taxes, but the way the child tax credit law changed last year, they sent you a whole bunch of money unless you told them you didn't want it. And I forgot to opt out for my wife, so that kind of screwed us on the child tax credit. And then, like I said, all the free items we got, and my eBay, not eBay, I didn't sell anything on eBay last year, but on my YouTube earnings, that was about $3 grand. So all that stuff got taxed. And don't think people that are doing videos on YouTube and making money are rich. We're mostly just normal people, and it's a lot of work. And to be honest, they take 1/3 of everything you make for taxes, because they basically say that you're a self-employed person. So realistically, it may or may not be worth it depending on how much money you make. So I mean, if you think about it, I made about $3,200 last year, and 1,000 of that went to taxes. So I mostly just do this for fun. I don't really do it for the money. You can see the Bel Air sitting here. I'll be getting to this soon. The hood's been off it for quite a while. I did drain the radiator in plans of putting the new motor in it, and I'll get to it soon. It's just been cold and warm and damp and cold, and I just didn't want to come out here and work on it lately, so it's just been sitting. But I will get back to it soon. I want to have the motor swapped out before spring. Changing the motor is not going to be hard at all. You know, I got to pull the drive shaft out, pull the transmission off, which is like 8 bolts, and the whole thing comes out, and take the shifter out, and then take the engine out, clean up the engine bay a little bit more, paint a few more things. I have a brand new radiator for this. That's the right radiator for the car. I'm going to stick that in, and then slowly drop the new motor in, put the tunnel ram and everything on. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews about how good it is or how bad it is to use a tunnel ram with a single quad on it. Engine Masters did a video on it recently, and they said they just can't get good tuning out of it. They'll have 1 or 2 cylinders that are going to be lean. And I understand that, but realistically, it's going to be the best thing I have for now. I do have the dual quad top to the tunnel ram, and I also have 2 Edelbrock 500s. One of them's on the car right now, so theoretically I could throw 2 Edelbrock 500s on it and even run them with the secondary butterflies locked shut, so it'd be a 4-barrel. So you get a little bit better dispersion of the gas, but not much better. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. It really doesn't need 2 500 quads on this little engine. I mean, even the 350 I built's not that radical, but that's going to do it for today on this edition of Cranky Motorsports. I'm going to look really close in this camera right now because it has a kind of a fisheye lens. I'm still getting used to the GoPro cameras. They're pretty neat. They do a good enough job on most things and an okay job on a lot of other stuff, but it's, you know, one of those things that I used my money from YouTube to buy, so hopefully my videos will look a little bit better to you guys in the future. But thanks for coming along with me on this journey, and let's look forward to the spring and see what happens with Cranky Motorsports. Have a great day. God bless. Make sure you get out there and keep tractoring. Just have a great day.